Hello, and welcome to Puzzlers Anonymous. My name is Kevin, and I'm a puzzle addict, and it is a Tuesday, January 23rd. I want to try kind of a new segment today. So I've talked before about how Mondays and Tuesdays are a little easy for me. If you are new to crosswording, it's a great place to start, but for me, they are not that difficult. So I've tried to do new things to make them more compelling for myself and thinking about how to make them more compelling for this YouTube channel. So I'm trying something new today. What I've done myself, more on Mondays, but occasionally on Tuesdays, is the idea of speed running, which is where I just go through the puzzle as quick as I possibly can. I don't stop to think about clues. Sometimes when I'm filling in across clues, I solve down clues without ever addressing the down clue. And if I were to do that, on a Thursday, I'd look and see what the clue is, but Monday or Tuesday, I just keep rolling. So I'm going to try that. I don't really know how compelling that's going to be to watch, because a big part of this channel is I explain the clues as I go. And if I'm speedrunning, I'm not going to do that as much. I'm not going to go into like pure beast mode, no talk. I'll try to kind of make comments as I'm going, but the goal is going to be fast, not to explain. So hopefully it's still interesting. If not, I'll never publish it, or maybe I'll publish this and then my 3 viewers will say, Kevin, this is boring, we hate it. And then I'll never do it again, which is fine. I welcome that feedback. So yeah, I am calling this segment Mini, Midi, Maxi, because since this will be quicker than my other solves, I'm going to do more solves. You've probably noticed already on the screen that we're looking at the mini crossword for the New York Times. So yeah, what we typically do is a 15 by 15. A Sunday is a 21 by 21. A mini is typically 5 by 5. You can kind of see it in the background preview. Sometimes they'll go up to 7 by 7. Saturdays and Sundays tend to be a little bit bigger, but it's still only 7 by 7. And then a Midi, which we see right here for the Puzzmo, is usually, I think, 11 by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, that is 11 by 11. So Puzzmo, it's a different site. It's free for everyone, but then there is a subscription tier where you get more stuff. But they're very focused on 2 things. One is kind of having like this puzzle page, very similar to like what used to appear in a newspaper, but also making things more accessible to people who don't know them. So the crossword is designed in a way to kind of teach you how to do crosswords. I've turned off a lot of those features, but I'll show you them after I solve this one. Really Bad Chess, which is quite fun, is sort of designed to teach you how to do chess without just being straight up chess. Things like that, but also it's just fun word games and such. So they do a MIDI every time. I'll explain it a bit more when I get closer to it, and then we will do the regular crossword. Nobody calls it a Maxi that I've ever heard of. With the theme, Midi, Midi, Maxi. I'm going to call it a Maxi, but that will be 15 by 15, which is the standard for a Tuesday New York Times. So I'm going to do the mini. Again, I won't talk too much during this. I'm going to be trying to go in as fast as possible. My goal time for a New York Times mini is about 20 to 30 seconds, so we'll see if I get anywhere close to that. To the air probably flew. Heath. Word that can proceed. I'm not reading all that. Group of 8. Octet. Boat's bottom is a hull. Backyard board is... Okay, so hull is wrong. Fence. We'll just keep going with these. That's a latte. Probably an ethyl. Stimulate is wet. End of a fishing line is a hook. The only way that I got 25 seconds is because when I saw that long ass clue, I was like, I'm not even reading it. I'm going to get it from the other crossings. Words that can proceed 1 down and 5 down to mean undecided and liable. 1 down is the fence. On the fence is undecided. And then 5 down is hook. On the hook is liable. Yeah. I'm glad I skipped that one. That's tricky. Group of 8, I'm kind of proud of myself for getting that right away. Because that can mean so many things, but then they also will do like 1 of 8, which is not what the clue is, but I was kind of getting tripped up on that. But then I had a moment of clarity, and I was like, no, it's a group of 8, so they're talking about an octet. That's kind of a common clue, actually, so I should have got it. 3, I was sort of like just looking at the shape of the clue, and I was like, I saw Merman, and I sort of saw like an Ethelness. I have no idea who Ethel Merman is, but I know the name. I feel like it gets referenced on The Simpsons. And keel is the boat's bottom. I think a hull is also a boat's bottom, and that's something they play on often because they're the same amount of letters. They both end with an L, so it's one of those where they can trick you on that. All right, we'll take it to Puzzmo. So yeah, Puzzmo has some tools to make it easier. It's also more for my age group in terms of clues and themes. The New York Times puts some fun stuff in there, but it is the old gray lady, as they call it. And yeah, this is going to be more modern pop culture things, more kind of silly clues. So again, I'll rush through it, but I might, pop back and, talk about some interesting clues afterwards. Puzzmo doesn't really do the difficulty ranking that other crosswords do, where they start easy on Monday and get harder by Sunday. Puzzmo, it's always a Midi, and they don't necessarily get tougher clues as they go. They sort of eschew that, and it's more based on just like the types of clues the author wants to have. So this might bite me in the butt. I'm doing this on a Tuesday because that's easier, and this might be a harder puzzle, but typically a good time for me on a Puzzmo is 2.5 to 3 minutes, so that's what we're shooting for, and let's see what we get. It's loading. Athletic wear brand that sponsors Borussia Dortmund. I should know that. I like soccer, but I don't follow a lot of European stuff. Like a school that gives out free condoms, perhaps. Sex positive, I would say. Give directions. Can't be guide. Not much. A few. Class for starters. Starchy Hawaiian staple. Don't know. Are probably a type of ape ingredient in. Gosh, this is tricky. Gosh is probably spews. That came up recently. Main one's displeasure heard. I don't know. The father of geometry. Pascal? No. Plow pullers. Oxen. Group often person with scammers. I don't know. Condition that may be treated with SSRIs or THC. Don't know. That is Reddit, unfortunately. Stink. It's probably odor. It's probably the verb noun thing. After I gosh, I don't know. Paso doble. End user. Ooh, this is Maxi. Like what we're doing. Emerge. I don't know. Winning. Stone honor. That's not right. It's the Japanese one. I was talking about this yesterday. It's like high. We're going to try that. We'll see what's wrong. Twice. Tetra is octo. Magical potion. Elixir. I'm not going to get 2.5 minutes. Underwear explorers. With skin. Underwater. I read underwear. Thick. No. These typos are also hurting me on my speed run. Phrase in a game of euchre. I don't know euchre. Ludicrous apartment rule, if you ask me. No pets. Sends it to overtime, maybe. Ties up. Call it home is safe. Baseball. Hashtag on a reaction photo. The face when. Gosh, I don't know. Well, for all they're worth. This is fine that I'm getting to the end and I don't have everything, because now I'll get the crosses really easy. Right or bad. Don't know. Clucks. I don't know. Puma. I should have known that. Give directions. Gosh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to get this in 3 minutes. Oh, this is booed. That's Euclid. Oh, it was we. We got to look up that location. Okay. Oh, this is a pier. I'm just kind of slowing down the speed running now because I know I'm not going to get it. Stone of Honor. Stone Honor. This is Best Actress. It's a play on words. They're talking about Emma Stone. Not. You thought it was going to be like a tombstone or something, you fool. I milked them for all they're worth. Donors. Well, that's weird. When you do shift enter, it changes it to lowercase. On the New York Times, it's going back. I feel like you would milk donors for all they're worth, but I know that 28 across the r/ such and such is Reddit. Okay, so I think odor is wrong because insightful, it's not going to be like Dada or Dodo. It might be bright or bad. Bright idea, bad idea. Clucks, still don't know that one. Stink. Reek. Is that how you spell reek? I thought it was R-E-A-K. So we might end up backtracking. Apt rhyme for Oz. Spas. Insightful is deep. Still don't know what clucks would be, but that's fine. Does this, my new things help this? Furikake, see, I just don't know what this is. It's a fun thing about Puzzmo is they get these really specific things, but it's also like if you don't know it, you don't know it. What conditions are treated with SSRI? SSRIs are like for depression, right? THC, I think it was like irritable bowel syndrome. That's the first that comes. This is going to be a tad. Portions is doses. Intro course we got here. So 4.5 minutes is respectable, but it's still going to take me longer than that. Winning on top. PTSD is treated with SSRIs and THC. Milk udders for all they're worth. Some sort of seeds, so tisks is clucks, but... Oh, so this one is my face win, not the face win. We got sesame seeds there. I pass in euchre. Sure, tell me what I did wrong. Passo, yes, because guide would then be orient. So yeah, that one got a little tricky for me. Let's see how I compared. Okay, I'm still the 140th person in terms of speed, but also it's 7 a.m. Central Time, so I think a lot of Puzzmo players haven't played it yet. And then the score versus the time. The reason my score is ranked higher than my time is score has to do with if you put letters in sooner, you get more points for them, and you get less points as time goes on. So the way that I was cranking at the beginning and then kind of stalled for a little bit, that's why my score was good, because a lot of my fill was early, and then my time was not as good because I did take a while in the end, but that didn't punish my score as much as it punished my time. If you've never tried Bon Ron, please do yourself a favor and find the closest Vietnamese bakery that has it. It makes for a great intro course for a Vietnamese meal. I put rim shot because they used their own clue in the joke there. Very funny. So yeah, I mentioned that Puzzmo is kind of designed for teaching crosswords. I will open up Puzzmo in a different window as a generic user. This is what you would see if you weren't a subscriber, so you wouldn't have the experimental puzzles, which are down here, off limits, and you can't participate on the leaderboard, whereas I'm not really on the leaderboard yet because I've only done one puzzle. You got to do a bunch to get on there. People have already gotten 22,000 today because they're sickos. But Puzzmo does a few fun things to make it more accessible. One of them is these lines here. So I've turned this off because I personally don't prefer it, but you might. As a new solver, if a clue has, or if an answer has multiple words, they will indicate that. So 13 across was sex positive, so they have sex, line, positive to show it's 2 words. Same thing with intro course and sesame seeds. And then this one, which is ASAP, it's going to be 4. Same thing here. So that's really nice. The other thing that they do, which is really nice, are these hints that are in the puzzle. So the design idea of the Puzzmo crossword is that you never have to leave this site to solve the puzzle. You don't have to go to Google because you can look it up. There's a hint for every clue here, and also it'll usually be something that spells it out for you. Because they don't want you to have to look it up, they tend to do something phonetic, like here, affliction spelled by rearranging the consonants of deputy. So it tells you it's an affliction or a condition. It tells you you want the consonants of deputy. So you want D, P, T, and S, and rearrange those. And given those and the acrosses, you should be able to solve the entire puzzle. Let's look at this one. Prefix meaning 8. So that one doesn't give you the letters, but this is confusing because like twice tetra, what the fuck does that mean? Well, first I need to know what tetra is, which is 4. Then I have to multiply by 2, but it's also like a prefix for it. So it's going to be, it's not ocho, it's octo, because it's the way that would be in the beginning. But it's very kind of them. I like Puzzmo. I'm a big fan. And if you are learning crosswords, I think I've mentioned a lot, like do Monday New York Times, do Tuesday New York Times. But how about just skip all that, do Puzzmo. It's free. And there is a subscription that gives you better stuff, but you don't need it. All right. The crossword, the big one, the Maxi. Oh, I briefly said this, but Maxi was a clue in one of the ones that I was doing on my first Midi Maxi. So I feel like I need to publish this one just for serendipity's sake. Why not? Okay. It's Tuesday. This is going to be a 15 by 15. So I'm also going to solve this a little bit differently from how you've normally seen me solve it when I'm doing this for entertainment value or for explanation. I tend to go to the themes first. I think that's the most fun way for me to do a crossword. I think the themes are really interesting and fun. But as I mentioned before, they're the ones you're least likely to get. So doing a speed run, I'm not going to do those. I'm just going to start with 1 across and then 5 across. I'm going to do all the acrosses and I'm going to do all the downs. That's probably not even the smartest speedrun strategy. I think if I was really like a Pro X gamer, I would get 1 across and then switch to the downs and then use the downs to solve it. Because really, if I'm doing all the acrosses and all the downs, I'm sort of getting the minimum letters each time. But it's also the minimum amount of thought. I'm not thinking strategy. I'm not thinking navigating the board. I'm just putting in words, and whenever I'm stuck, I just hit the enter key and it takes me to the next one. I don't have to fiddle with that. So if I was, trying to really be competitive, I think I'd work on my controls for navigating the board, stuff like that. I don't want to do that. I just want to put in words and try my best. I don't necessarily have a goal time for a Tuesday. Typically when I am speedrunning, I am doing Mondays. And my goal on Monday is like 4.5 minutes if I'm on my phone. But then I tried it on the computer, which is of course faster, and I did one in 3.5 minutes. So maybe I should be aiming more for that. So a Monday, my goal is I'd say 4 minutes. Tuesday is harder, but not by much. So I would say maybe 4.5 on a computer is a good goal for this. Otherwise 5. I don't know for sure. Since this is a new segment, maybe I don't really have a baseline to aim for, but let's get cracking. A wing for a prayer. I don't know that. Club gig with pre-recorded tracks. Geez, I don't know any of these. This is Abby Wambach. Pioneers and synthesizer brand. Probably Moog. Tirades, rants. Give a hoot is care. Breathing aid demonstrated by a flight attendant. God, what's that called? Oxygen mask? Yes. Chowder morsel. Clam, that seems wrong. Irritate, annoy. I feel like that whole section is wrong. Protective drape for an x-ray. Lead apron. Why not? Mother, dearie, maybe? Tenant's payment is rent. Ella Fitzgerald, my grandpa claims to have met her. Nips, I don't know. Did's counterpart is a dot. Principles for Good Prose and Classic Writing Guide by, it's a wardrobe thing. Coffers, don't know. Wolf-like, don't know. It tumbled down the hill. First, second, third, or reverse, don't know. The Dougie, maybe. Major League Award for Fielding Prowess. Golden Glove, but it doesn't fit. Delivery person for shorts, don't know. Decorative woodwork technique. Oosh. This is not going well. Tin foil hat. Tasty treats in meme speak. I can ask cheeseburger, but I don't know. Take responsibility for something. Own up, maybe. Target as logo. Weather resistant wood. I don't know. Moana. Okay, we got a whole section there. Is this spew again, like we also had in Puzzmo? Boom. Pestilence is a pox. Base for tofu and tempeh is soy. That came up the other day. Soda fountain treat that contains neither ingredients in its name. Egg. Don't know. Pedal bond villain. Dr. No. Don't know. Jamal. Plumber's trade device. Snake. ETs. That came up in the last one too. Clock with disapproval. Elks. Colors are corduroys. Pants, so annoy is wrong. We'll just skip and come back to it later. Steed, if I can spell it right. But this is good. These are coming together. I wasn't certain that a lot of these were right. My time is going to be so affected by these typos. First setting for minivan goes. Don't know. Bad match on Tinder. That's going to be a pun about fire. Oh, arson. Overwhelmed with noise. Don't know. Like most holidays and physicals. Annual. Especially the PC problem solving. IT guy. Shaped like a pitchfork. Sigh, I think. Going out as embers. Dying. So Dougie is wrong. Is it the Nene? Watch me whip and watch me Nene. We'll see. We'll just keep going and that should come up. That's Helen Mirren. So, typically that's Dash, but this better not be Rebus. Morphle verse. I know this one. Why is it not coming to me? Dirge. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Don't know. Polish city by the sea. I don't know Polish geography. Sorry. I don't know golf. Halberdier on toe. Sometimes used to guard sheep. What? A camelid. Game show co-host. That's Vanna. Small and pixie-ish. Don't know. Spec. Oh, Own Up is wrong, even though Vanna fit. This is Iota. So then this one is Elfin. Repeated. Tom Tom. Iwo Jima, what do we got? Asp is where you pray. Cloak is camouflage. Irritate. I don't know. Tolerated. Accept. Baylor. Signing letter. Bravo. And Yemen. Okay. Mother Teresa. Nips at. Still don't know that one. Hoppers informally. Wolf-like. Something's wrong here. First, second, third, or reverse. So yeah, something's wrong in that section. We're gonna call this the Nene. It is. Is it just Gold Glove? I really thought it was the Golden Glove. It's so frustrating when you get the answer and then it's just like you miss it on a technicality. Okay, we're gonna miss 5 minutes this way. Decorative woodwork technique. Cut from the same cloth is alike. Tasty treats and memes speak. Still don't know. Weather resistant wood. Is that teak? Let's try it. Egg cream. I don't know what that is. This is what's the name of the city? Is it just Arl? I don't know. Now I lost the plot. Overwhelming noise is deafen. Still don't know that one. Ease as worries. This has just got to be the bells based on what it had there. It's got to be Aoki. That's just thing. What did you do across as OBGYN? What is it? Delivery person. Fun. Do you allay someone's worries? Ellen. Pretzel so good present classic or hint to the wardrobe assembled. Elements of style. So this is an elegy. Yeah, because it's style, but it's like oxygen, lead, gold. That's fun. Lupine, IT Pro. Those are gears. Gosh, so this seems wrong. Though it is Polish, so it could have 2 consonants in a row. Decorative woodworking. Is it an inlay? Yeah, because then colossal is giant. Camelot is a llama. Noms is tasty treats. Let's try more. 6.5 is not bad for a Tuesday, I guess. It's not what I want from a speed run. That third section, crosses are okay, downs are okay. That third section where I'm kind of flowering around. You don't want that to happen in a speed run. But it's also, I've mentioned with times, a lot of it has to do with just what the clues are. You can't consistently have a certain speed. There's tricks you can learn about how to get them, but a lot of it's just going to be, Patrick Maher, whatever clues he chooses are going to affect my fill. But I did like this one. I almost wish I didn't speedrun it. I wish I had kind of talked through this theme and had fun with that, because it is a good theme. Congrats on that, Patrick. Some fun ones. I mentioned that one of the clues from Puzzmo came up today. Which one was it? You're yelling at the screen. Where was it? There was one that was in both. Now I can't even find it. It was Spew was in Puzzmo 2 days ago, but there was one that was today. I didn't like dits and das. I thought it was dots and dashes. What the hell is going on there? I don't know anything about Morse code. I'm just scanning to see. I could have sworn there was one that was in both. Aspirants. Am I losing my darn mind? Whatever. Gdansk is a city in Poland. What a fun spelling. And I imagine it's by the sea. It has a very nice cathedral. Yeah. Port city in Poland. This is gonna drive me nuts. Yeah, maybe I was just thinking of a spew that was in yesterday's Puzzmo. But this will happen very often, where there will be, or was it something from the mini? But it'll be like the same clue will come up in both, and they'll be like clued very similarly. No. If you caught it, here's what it was. It was just that it said Maxi in there, right? There wasn't any other. If you caught it, put it in the comments. I do read those. Cool. Well, this was fun. I'll probably publish it, even though my times were not as great. Like, I guess the point of this is not for me to show off my puzzling prowess and that I'm so fast, but it was a little slower than I wanted it to be. Oh well. Stay safe.